about being a member of the Information Society? That's a difficult question because I didn't know we were in the Information Society.
What's poppin', everybody on YouTube? Welcome back to another video with your boy affaq. This video is very special. It's a video I've been wanting to make for quite a while. I recently got the new iPad Pro, the 12-inch, and I wanted to test it out and give my opinions on whether prospective students, whether you're off to university this fall or whether you're going and carrying on with your postgraduate study, whether it's a good choice for you, and if it's worth the money. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to be comparing it with my MacBook. This is a late 2018 MacBook Pro. To me, I think this is a waste of money, in all honesty. I think I could have spent 1.3k in a better way. But you know, your boy bought into the hype and the sleek design. But we're going to be comparing it against... Ta-da! Let me open it up real quick. Ta-da! This is a picture I took, by the way. But yeah, we're going to be comparing it against this iPad Pro and with the pencil. So can't forget about the pencil, guys. This was like £100. £100. And going to be going over the things which I like and which I don't like, and I'm going to be answering the very popular question whether it can replace your laptop or it can be your daily driver as a student. So this is from a student perspective. We're going through very crazy times. You don't need me to tell you that, especially with universities going online and even some students considering taking a gap year, starting university next year. And I understand people are, you know, losing jobs, people don't have enough money. So this video, you know, I'm not trying to show off, or I'm just trying to help students or prospective students that potentially have money saved up, or potentially, you know, can seek the help of their parents in purchasing an iPad Pro or an iPad Air, and whether it's a good investment for your university journey and if it's worth the money. So without further ado, let's get into it. Out of the gate, this thing is a beast. Performs really well. I've been using it quite rigorously. I've been using it very heavily, as I do with all my technology. So I've had loads of tabs open, and I've been using apps like Lightroom. I've been using apps like Photoshop, watching videos on YouTube, and also been testing out the camera video capabilities. And I must say, this thing is a beast. It handles everything perfectly well. The performance, I haven't run into any issues with it so far. So if you are a student that uses his or her equipment very thoroughly, very heavily, you shouldn't have a problem with, you know, putting this thing through its pace, because it performs really well. I use an app called Notability, I believe. Notability, my bad. And it's amazing. I use this app all through my exam season. So, you know, using techniques such as active recall and spaced repetition and just taking brief notes of specific exams, it was extremely helpful. And you know, the pen is a must if you are a student, because you know, you just don't want to buy the iPad on its own. You know, you can't really rely on typing notes up. You know, a pen is definitely an essential. It basically works like you're writing on a piece of paper. So I would recommend, if you are getting the iPad, please do also get a pen, if you're a student and you're going to be taking notes and using this thing exclusively, or for the most part, for taking notes, or, you know, making revisions to notes, whatever the case may be. Yeah, Another thing which I use this iPad for is photo editing. I'm an amateur photographer, so this thing has performed incredibly well, and guys, this thing has performed better than my MacBook when it comes to photo editing. It's amazing because I already have the little dongle that you use to connect to the iPad, to connect the hard drive to the MacBook. So I connect it here, all my photos come up, use the pencil to adjust the brightness, exposure, or everything. So this is incredible. Obviously Lightroom doesn't have all the features as it does on the PC, or sorry, on the laptop, such as, you know, graduated filters and there's different presets that you have, but I think it still works really well, and I've been using this as my primary photo editing device. I've left the MacBook because every time, for some reason, every time I would load up Lightroom on my MacBook Pro, the freaking fans just go full steam. They're like, "Brrr," like you can't even focus. Like the whole MacBook just goes really hot. But with this, it's like effortless. You know, tweaking images or just importing them straight through to the iPad. Sorry, amazing. And I couldn't have asked for a better platform. I also briefly used the iPad Pro for video editing. I primarily use iMovie. I wanted to just check out, you know, how it performs, etc. And it's actually really well. It actually performs really well. I haven't had any issues. I haven't really been editing too much. I use the MacBook Pro, and I use Premiere Pro, and obviously Premiere Pro isn't on the iPad Pro as of yet. I can't wait for when it comes on because your boy will go ham. And also just general surfing on the iPad Pro is amazing. You know, like I said, having multiple tabs open, for instance, and having the different tabs right next to each other, game changing, and it's something I've been wanting to try out for a while. So it's definitely answered my needs, and you know, kind of is my reason for paying, you know, the amount that I paid. Now to answer the very popular question, can this replace this? And to answer this question, I'm just gonna say you really have to take into consideration your workflow, what you really use this for. If you're a university student or master's student, PhD student, whatever, if you're mainly using this to take notes, casually browse the internet, watch some Netflix, watch some YouTube videos, then I would definitely say that the 11-inch or I'm not too sure what the biggest iPad Pro you can get, can definitely replace your MacBook or laptop, because it has more than enough power, as we discussed previously, to handle a lot of apps, a lot of heavy usage. You know, it has some great apps that you can utilize to take notes. The only thing I would say is purchasing the Magic Keyboard or the Logitech ones. The Magic Keyboard is like 300 some pounds, so I don't know about that, but if you have money, then, you know, I'm saying it's entirely up to yourself. You know, I don't have money like that. I can't just be putting 300 pounds on a keyboard, but there's some really good alternatives for under £100 that you should definitely consider if you are definitely looking to make the switch from your MacBook to the iPad Pro. But if you are a quite heavy user like myself, the iPad is an amazing machine, don't get me twisted, but it's not going to be able to handle everything I throw at it, especially for me when I'm doing my reports or when I'm doing my assignments. I like to have like 20 tabs open, you know, Google tabs, or like open up different research papers and all sorts of stuff. So I think, you know, for that reason, if you're a heavy user and besides work and besides taking notes and besides just general surfing, you do other stuff on your MacBook, such as some light video editing or some photo editing or any other stuff. I don't think it can be a replacement for your MacBook, but that depends entirely on your workflow, as I said at the start. So just take into consideration what you use your MacBook for, and if you only use it for basic generic web surfing and work, such as notes and writing in docs, PowerPoints, I think it's definitely something you should consider for the upcoming 3 or 4 years of your university career. If you thought this video was helpful, please do give it a like. This was no way exhaustive or comprehensive review. It was just a little video I wanted to make, just sharing my thoughts and what I thought could benefit potential viewers. Please subscribe. I have a lot more content. I'm a amateur photographer / filmmaker, and also I'm a gearhead. I love reviewing stuff like this alongside cameras and stuff. So yeah, please consider subscribing and liking this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.